Hello guys, I'm Combo Movie from Productions. With the Child's Play remake being released in the theaters this weekend, it's time to rank all 8 Chucky films and worst to best. So let's not waste any more time and get into it. Coming in last place, number 8 is Seed of Chucky. Seed of Chucky is just a terrible sequel that completely throws the horror of the series out the window and decides to be a straight-up comedy with a lot of unfunny, breaking the fourth wall type of humor that plagues the movie, along with annoying characters like Glenn, Tiffany, and the human characters that are just there for the body count. The script is terrible, so is the direction, along with the cinematography that makes the movie look like it's a Lifetime original, and everything else is just a dumpster fire, besides Brad Dourif and the kills. Besides that, it's atrocious. And number 7 is Cult of Chucky. Cult of Chucky is the latest direct-to-video sequel regarding Brad Dourif's Chucky, and it's a really bad one in my opinion. The story just isn't that compelling and quite disappointing, since it was set up as being about Andy and Chucky's reunion, but he's only in the movie for a short period of time, and just becomes a straight sequel to Curse of Chucky that wasn't enjoyable. Brad Dourif is still good as Chucky, along with his daughter returning from Curse of Chucky being the highlight, along with some fun kills. But the rest is filled with unlikable characters, a terrible look in the psych ward setting, along with Chucky's design looking like it got squished, and the multiple Chuckys weren't as fun as they should be, and just acts as a stepping stone for the Child's Play TV show coming out. Overall, it's a bad sequel. At number 6 is the 2019 Child's Play remake. Before you leave this video and spam me in the comments for being a hater on this movie, just hear me out. I know a lot of people enjoy this movie and that's great. I wish I could enjoy it as much as many of the reviewers I've seen have said, but I can't see it. I was excited to watch this movie when I walked in the theater to see it, and I walked out incredibly disappointed. Removing the fact that it's a remake of the classic horror franchise, the movie on its own still falls flat. The movie is propelled by characters making stupid decisions like most bad horror movies do. The characters are paper thin apart from Brian Tyree Henry. The kills take forever to actually happen due to the scenes themselves taking 5 minutes to get to the point and sometimes doing the kills off screen despite the fact it's an R-rated movie. And what really drags the movie down is Chucky himself. Not only is his design crap and looks like silly putty, which is why his face was removed from the marketing or else they would have had a Sonic movie scenario. But Mark Hamill's completely wasted here. He does the best he can, but since Chucky in this movie is an AI gone wrong, it completely restricts him to have a personality and ends up just being a killer doll, and not how Chucky should actually act. And the film just isn't scary or suspenseful and filled with cheap jump scares. It just feels like a dollar store knockoff version of Child's Play with only the score, Brian Tyree Henry, Mark Hamill, the kills, and the crazy third act that actually gets to be creative and fun, bringing the movie up. Otherwise, it's just a pointless remake. At number 5 is Curse of Chucky. Curse of Chucky was a return to the series after Seed of Chucky destroyed its reputation of being put in theaters and went straight to video, and it's pretty mediocre in my opinion. I like the fact that the movie brings the series back to its roots in horror and tries to be suspenseful with Brad Dourif as always giving a good performance along with his daughter playing the main character who is crippled, which adds an extra bit of intensity to the film, and the kills are actually extremely gory. What holds the movie back is that the characters are pretty unlikable. I don't like the look of the movie, which was hard to see at many points because it was so dark. The movie can drag as it goes along and the story just isn't that investing, and I didn't like the ending. It's not bad in my opinion, just meh. And number 4 is Bride of Chucky. Bride of Chucky is where the series really started to turn into comedy, but what makes it better than the other films on this list is that it's actually fun and a perfect blend of horror and comedy, while also having a gory road trip movie. The introduction of Tiffany provides some great banter with Chucky, and his new design looks cool. It's a fun movie with only the human characters, pacing, dated references and soundtrack, and a few other things that break it down, but it's still a fun ride. And number 3 is Child's Play 3. Child's Play 3, although it isn't as good as the first 2 films, I like it more than most people do. It's a good follow-up to the first 2 films with Andy being a teen at military school with Chucky coming back to life and killing people left and right, and also trying to get his soul into another body. It has a really good pace to it, it has some of the best kills of the franchise. Chucky's look is terrifying and probably my favorite look of his, especially when his face gets sliced off with a scythe at the carnival ride. Chucky also has some of his best lines in the franchise here. And overall being a good conclusion to the original Child's Play trilogy, with only some major tonal issues, many unlikable characters, and many horror movie cliches bringing it down that does repeat some of the previous films, but it's still a fun horror sequel. And number 2 is Child's Play 2. This is a great sequel to the first one that continues the story with Andy, that continues the dynamic of him and Chucky, while also raising up the stakes with more kills and Brad Dourif upping his performance, with some great lines and likable side characters that is a blast to watch around Halloween time, and it's a really good example of how to do a horror sequel right. The things holding the movie back are some kills are stupid, like with the teacher and the ruler for example, or how the film does repeat a lot of the same elements from the first film, but it's still a great sequel. But coming in first place, number 1 is the original 1988 Child's Play. This is one of my favorite horror films of all time. It's not a masterpiece by any means, but extremely clever with excellent build-up throughout the movie, building up to Chucky, who's actually pretty scary, and his relationship with Andy, manipulating him to help him get to his victims, was really scary to see, along with Brad Dourif giving the performance that would define his career, with likable characters, a great score, and tense throughout that can be funny at points, but overall just a really well-made horror film with the concept done right. And that's the list. What do you guys think about it? Leave a ranking down in the comments, and please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. I'm Combo Movie from Productions, signing out.